Welcome back to the Top 1%, gentlemen. Today, we're doing something a little different. I've brought on a guest who thinks she can deconstruct the empire.
I don't need to deconstruct it. I'm just here to point out the cracks in the foundation. You speak of wealth as the ultimate liberation, but I see it as a cage. Every dollar you collect from your followers is a link in a chain that binds you to the expectations of the gears in the machine. To teach or lead for a fee means you've just become a merchant. The moment your wisdom gets a price tag, it ceases to be truth. It's a product. A man only needs enough to survive. Anything more is a toxic appetite that eventually consumes him.
Survival? Listen to yourself. Survival is the baseline of a prisoner. Abundance is the baseline of a ruler. You sit up in your pristine academic tower, built by an inheritance you did not earn, preaching to young men who have zero safety net. For the man who started with absolutely nothing, wealth isn't some appetite. It is the literal ransom for his freedom. Without the surplus, there is no generosity. You cannot protect your family or your precious little safe spaces with empty hands and high ideals. Money is stored energy, and I use mine to buy back my time. That is sovereignty.
Sovereignty? Or is it just manipulation? Because your methods are completely tainted. You don't use logic to help these men find the truth. You use rhetoric to win the room and dominate the algorithm. You study the Labradors, the desperate, the eager to please. You find their weaknesses, and you process that data to manipulate their conclusions. You've turned the logos into a cheap weapon of influence. It's a classic sophist trick, dressing up your personal financial agenda in the robes of advanced procedures.
Logic alone is a cold engine, sweetheart. It moves no one. To actually lead, you have to wake up and realize that human beings are not calculators. They are a messy bundle of emotion and history. I use Pathos to meet them exactly where they are, and Ethos to prove I have walked the miles they haven't. If I have to manipulate the environment to guarantee a decent outcome, then guess what? I am an engineer of reality. Authority is not a sin. It is the sheer weight required to keep this system from drifting into absolute chaos.
But look at what you're building. Politics and how we govern our lives should be the pursuit of the good. It should be a withdrawal from the messy, chaotic sloppiness of the material world. But you're entirely too invested in the outcomes, totally caught up in the matrix of corporate hustle and social contracts. You just want to be the master of the game. A truly free mind refuses to play the game at all.
To refuse the game is to let the puppeteers win by default. That is loser mentality. Politics, business, life, it is the absolute responsibility to own the outcome. If I do not take charge of the reality I inhabit, I am nothing but a victim of someone else's sloppy design. To be in charge is to look at the desperate facts of life and mold them. I am not a laborer for the state. I am its architect. I don't want to transcend reality. I want to own it so I can build high walls and protect the people inside them.
And so we reach the core of the ego. You want the world, the wealth, and the power. But where is the service? Where is the sacrifice? A life of actual fulfillment is found in being a martyr for the truth, in serving a cause far greater than your own pancakes and screwdrivers.
That right there is the old lie designed to keep men weak and in debt. I absolutely refuse to be a martyr. A man who lives in constant service to other people's incompetence is not a saint. He is a slave. You want maturity? Maturity is waking up and realizing that my primary ethical duty is to my own fulfillment and my son's joy. I have done my time playing the filter and the buffer for the weak. Now I build systems that rely on themselves so I can enjoy the empire I've earned. Ethics isn't about bleeding out in the dark. It's about the magnanimity to be relentlessly, unapologetically happy. I don't live to work. I work to live as a freaking owner.